Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. If you like making money in the most undervalued assets in the world, click subscribe. Give me a thumbs up for the content. The way that we identify value is using ratios, asset versus asset. We get a ratio, compare it to history, and whenever that ratio is cheap, we look at that for investments as long as the market conditions are good. We've got market conditions that are changing. We've got in real estate, which is coming up. We're going to have to build a lot more new homes, which is an expansion phase of the real estate cycle. In this expansion phase of real estate, we usually have an inflation, which is usually going to get pretty bad. Inflation increases interest rates, which changes asset valuations and spurs the rotation of money from one asset to another asset. So the money is going to rotate from stocks like technology and stuff into our commodity-based investments. So one thing I want to talk about is the Wall Street bets. We've got Wall Street bets. They're trying to short squeeze it of silver from 25. It looks like to $1,000, which is actually what the chart pattern says on a logarithmic chart. Silver has a 50-year chart pattern. It's a cup and handle pattern. I think you guys are very familiar with the cup and handle pattern if you're on my channel watching my technical analysis. We used it on TEL. You saw what happened to TEL. We used it on Gran Tierra Energy. We have other setups that also have chart cup and handle patterns like Centennial Development. There's some other oil and gas investments that we used it on. So if they're going to do this and you guys want to participate, what I would do is I would buy physical silver. The game that they're playing, and I'll describe the game, the paper game. So what they're doing is they're suppressing the price down and holding it on the mining costs the entire time. They are really thwarting any move to the upside and just trying to suppress it and hold it down. What they're doing is they have a ton more futures contracts than the actual physical metal. It's something like 200 to 1 or over 200 to 1. So that's 200 ounces of paper contracts versus 1 ounce of physical. So the way that you'd want to do this is you want to drain the physical from the COMEX and you want to drain the physical everywhere around the COMEX. Then we need people to put on futures contracts and then take delivery and just drain them completely. Then they would have to settle in dollars, which is allowed in the contract. So they could settle for dollars, whatever that premium is. They would settle in dollars from there on out. But then people would say, well, if you have no silver, why the heck do we have this paper market? So I think the way that we would want to play this, and it's good on a ratio basis anyway, because silver's cheap in relationship to all the other precious metals, is to buy the physical silver. That's the easiest, cheapest, least risk way to play this. And if you want to get a little bit more risky, you can do buying stock, or you can play options if you are an experienced investor and get them in a pinch that way. So they've got the same setup on platinum. They're shorting the heck out of platinum. They have a large derivatives market in relationship to the physical market. Go buy physical platinum as well. It helps your cause. Now, I would not be playing this with ETNs, exchange traded notes, like SLV. SLV is the custodian is JP Morgan, and they want to absorb your paper with their paper. If you take the physical, it helps everything because the physical comes off the market and they have no way of really manipulating physical precious metals. And that's why I've been an advocate of buying physical precious metals and becoming what I call your own central bank. You want to be getting the physical, taking delivery of it, and it's off the market. So they can't do anything about it. We did have shortages last March when they drove the prices down. Everybody bought it, and we created a shortage, and then the prices went berserk afterwards. So I think that's going to happen again. Get your silver now. I mean, if they're going to push this to $1,000, it's better to have the physical metal than it is to have something that's a paper derivative of it. Because what happens if they say, too bad, we're not going to, have this ETN anymore? What are you going to have? You're going to be holding this worthless piece of paper. So I think the best way to play it is to buy the physical metal itself or the mining companies. Now, Robinhood, this is kind of jacked up. Robinhood is still severely limiting trading. Customers can only buy one share of GameStop, but they also limited the purchasing of a whole bunch of other companies, trading restrictions at Robinhood. ACB, Aurora Cannabis. We've got AG, First Majestic. I own both of those. And what about down here, GTE? That's our Gran Tierra Energy. Why are they limiting that? MUX, McEwen Mining, they're limiting that to 5 shares. Open Door is limited. They're limiting a whole bunch of share purchases that I own. That's kind of jacked up. I mean, I bought these for the appreciation and for people to actually come in and buy them because I thought they were extremely good bets. Obviously, I'm not going to sell them, but I think that's jacked up that they're doing that. That's not cool. Not cool at all. So, physical silver, if you want to play this game, or physical platinum, do the ratio game that I've showed on my other videos. Once you see those videos, it's very lucrative way to increase your ounces and your worth, your net wealth worth over time. It's a very low risk way to do it. And I'm a very big proponent. I'm working towards a 33% of my net worth in terms of doing that. And I'm getting pretty close, but I'm continuing to cost average into platinum, physical silver, and accumulate. I think that's a very prudent thing to do. And if you do it now, you're kind of getting before. If this were to take off in silver, I would be doing it right now. You can purchase it online. You can use jmbullion.com or apmex.com. You can go to a local dealer and see what they have in inventory and flush them out, buy it from them. And that's the way I would play it. If you like this content, subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. I appreciate you guys listening. This is Finding Value.